in your undergrad, you touched on sculpture
graphic
and
design,
graphic design
and performance.
and performance as well. When did you hold your first paintbrush?
I've been like making art since I was a kid. I feel like everybody holds a first paintbrush like very young, like 2, 3, I don't know, preschool.
Yeah.
So
Happy
I will
Mother's
say
Day
that,
cards.
yeah, like, or just
paint
playing,
your
like,
hands.
yeah, you're always like, I feel like that was the first time I did, but I will say the first time I like held it in a different way, I guess, was like in high school. So I went to boarding school in Connecticut, and I went to the Hotchkiss school, and a big part of their teaching, especially in like their humanities program, which deals with like English, philosophy, history, you have to attach an art form to it. And I chose visual art because I've always done visual art even before high school. And that was the first time that I was getting like formally trained in painting and drawing. So I guess I would say that I started painting and drawing formally in high school. But because I was an art kid in high school, I was always in the studio. I tried a bunch of things out because at Hotchkiss, like, technique is so important. So we spent a few years doing that. But then when I was a senior and I had electives, I leaned into like printmaking and like architecture and 3D design.
Wow.
So when I was
That's
like,
incredible to be exposed that young to
these
being
things.
to be able to play around.
I mean, yeah, it was helpful. And also like my mom was an architect in the Dominican Republic. So like, so for me, I'm like, I want to know what this feels like in school. And also she passed when I was young. So by the time I was in high school, she wasn't around. So I'm like, oh, I want to experience her through like the thing that she was doing. And I realized I don't like architecture as a profession for
Practice,
me.
Yeah.
So when I went to USC, I was like, okay, I'm going to be open-minded, but I don't want to do painting and drawing in undergrad because I feel like it's just going to be a repeat of like the technical thing. And then
that you had done
yeah,
already,
especially
in high school.
Yeah, and especially because when I was taking the intro drawing and paint classes, they felt a lot like the classes I was doing in high school.
Yeah.
And I found that the sculpture department, because at USC at the time, I don't know if it's still like this now, probably, but every incoming freshman had to take an intro to sculpture class, an intro to drawing and painting, and an intro to graphic design.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the
like
beauty of the American system.
Yeah, you try them
first
all.
Year, you just get exposed to so many different classes.
Yeah, and then after a while, you kind of move up the ranks of the one that you liked. And sculpture was my favorite because graphic design I kept doing a lot because I realized like this is a helpful skill to have.
Yeah, good if you want to make money like.
And I didn't think about it then, but I'm glad I did it because I was like I needed to do this. And I can use it for a lot of things beyond just making money, even like things for myself. But sculpture was the one department that allowed me to grow a lot conceptually because you can make an installation in sculpture. I could have performed in I could make objects for a performance in sculpture.
It takes things quite literally in a whole different dimension.
Yeah. So I kind of just left painting behind after the first year, and I was like, I'm going to do this. And then like, I still was missing the architecture part. So I actually studied urban planning while I was in the art school. So it was really interesting because like at USC, like there's over 20 colleges. So every school has this different energy. It kind of feels like Harry Potter. But I like noticed that I would be in like, because it's also in LA, it's really hot. Everybody's in like short shorts and like crop tops, at least in the art school, because we're just like getting dirty or painting, whatever. So I would just catch myself like biking from the art school in like shorts, like Daisy Dukes literally, like, and like crop tops with my paint things. I mean, not paint, my art materials.
Yeah.
And then like I just make it to the like Soul Price School of Public Policy, and people are like just leaving a presentation in suits and stuff. So I'm like, it's just crazy. Like, I'm coming from the art side to the science science part.
Did you enjoy that?
I did, because I found that I really enjoyed the theory behind urban planning and like place and space making more than like actually designing the physical spaces that someone is in.
Yeah.
And I found that like I'm really interested in decorating or adding like a shift to the architectural design that's already there in a space, which is why I make art objects. But I like the theory behind urban planning. Like, it's actually has helped me be very spatially aware to understand why certain things were made, or even in a city like hostile architecture, for example. Like, I'm like, oh, this is like, and this object was made so like a houseless person can't sleep on it or something like that. So,
have you visited the Barbican in London?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like I wasn't really into Brutalist architecture until like this
Barbican?
year.
Yeah?
I mean, more Mexico, because when I was like,
Okay, yeah.
I did a residency in Mexico City, and there's a lot of like Brutalist architecture there, and
in the mountains.
yeah, or even in like parts of Brazil. So I was like,
yeah.
I was like, especially in Mexico City, a lot of homes. So I was like, this is actually really nice. Like, I like also the interior design. I was telling my partner this, like, I love Brutalist architecture, but I like mid-century modern furniture in it. Whereas I don't really like mid-century modern homes, but I like mid-century modern furniture.
That's cool.
So yeah.
I think it's also different to see Brutalist architecture in an urban city like London versus sort of like an exotic, warmer climate.
Like
sort
Mexico.
of, exactly.
Yeah, and I also found that
because then the gardens
that's what I'm
interact
saying.
totally
Like, it's interesting seeing something so inorganic be full with like very organic things. Because I noticed like a lot of the houses I was seeing in Mexico City that were Brutalist had so much plants, so many plants. And I think it's interesting because I feel like when I see Brutalist spaces, especially homes, they're not like, there isn't a minimalist design structure going on interior design wise. So at least in like my favorite Brutalist homes. So yeah, like I started noticing that when I was there.
As I'm listening to you, and then we're going to go back to the painting just for a second, but I'm wondering, have you ever seen where some of your work now lives?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've seen pictures, but like not really.
Like the home itself, maybe.
Yeah, some homes, but not all the homes,
It must be quite interesting to see the, different interior design styles, see what the whoever, purchased it, what they saw, how to make it work.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I've seen this a lot online, and I've also experienced it, because some collectors' homes I've been to before they even bought the work.
Okay.
So I've seen like what the work would look like in the home.
Okay.
And especially in New York, I find that like New York apartments are like so eclectic or like colorful.
Yeah.
Like, especially someone who like has lived in the city for a while, not like a newer person transplant. So I find that like I really enjoy the work that people put surrounding my work.
Yeah.
Because a lot of collectors of mine say that my work brings them a lot of joy, and it's like one of the pieces that like they love to look at the most because it just makes them happy automatically, which is like the goal for me.